So what's your name?
Paul Lawal.
And what's your involvement on campus?
I'm a Code Scholar here at SIUE. I major in pharmacy. I'm part of the Code Student Association e-board. I'm secretary, and I'm also one of the ambassadors.
And what do you do as an ambassador of codes?
I help with events, and I also help with people who come to visit SIUE and get them informed on the codes program, and I also help with Code Scholars being more involved.
So how involved would you say you are with African American literature and culture here on campus, or just in your day-to-day life?
I would say how I'm involved is I interact with people of African American descent all the time, every single day here on campus. I would say I'm not as involved as I was my first semester here because I was in a African American literature class. But I would still say I still help out with events. We actually had an event recently for the Code Student Association. We collaborated with Poetic Flow, and it was all about Black history. It was some very nice poetry, and we also had some singers who were representing very well-known Black singers. So
Okay, sounds good. And I would say, from any courses or anything, have you learned any African American literature, history, or culture? And if so, what's something that's the most memorable to you?
I would say the most memorable is just how artistic African Americans can be. One thing that resonated me with a lot was the poems. There was a lot of very good poems, I would say, and there was one that was by Ishmael Reed. It was all about a slave who was just cursing their master, talking all types crazy to him in a letter that they wrote them.
Was that Flight to Canada?
Yeah, it was Flight to Canada.
Okay, nice. And final question: if your schedule were to be able to fit it, would you add any African American literature or history courses? And if so, why? Would you recommend that to anybody else?
Of course, I would definitely add African American literature to my schedule because I feel like as a Black person in America, it's very nice to know, be well educated on your history, because being Black in America isn't easy, and just learning about those past the Black people in America, it just kind of gives you a bit of inspiration, seeing how artistic they can be, and it really feels like you can be artistic as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of course.